Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Creepypasta reading, TF2 Creepypasta reading again. This one's called Missing Textures. I actually wrote this one. I'm kind of running out of creepypastas, like TF2 ones. So if you guys if you guys wrote one and you want me to read it, then sure I will. Just comment it, something. And yeah. So I'm gonna be reading this creepypasta that I wrote, and yeah, let's just get into it. This will be my first and last post on the internet, but I keep telling myself I need to post this. It's a story I've had for a few years now, and every time I think about TF2, this instance comes to my mind. It was around 2018 when I first picked up the game. I fell in love with it, and I played it every chance I got. When I got home from school, I was playing. When I was supposed to be eating dinner, I was playing. Supposed to be sleeping, playing. One night, though, everything changed. As I'm writing this, it sounds cliche, but this isn't like any of those fake creepypastas. This is a real experience that could either be a glitch, server bug, or hackers for all I know. Anyways, it was getting late. I decided to hop on a 2-fort server. I selected medic and I walked around the spawn looking for people. I walked at the entrance of the red mill, and there was a heavy on my team. I started healing him, and we easily mowed down most of the blue team with the help of some other people. I remember clearly that the people on the other team were very toxic. Me and the heavy went down to the intel room and grabbed the intel. I sat back in my chair thinking this game was going to be full of noobs that didn't know how to play the game. We capped the intel and we later won that round. But something changed. The other team was somehow suddenly good at the game, and they got us 2-2. If they capped one more time, we would lose that round and the next map would be chosen. But if we capped, we would win. I immediately thought of the heavy, and I went to go find him. I found the heavy and started healing him. I'm guessing he had the same idea because we immediately went for the intel room. Me and the heavy walked into the intel room, only to find that the intel was gone. I looked down at my HUD to see where it was, but the arrow that points toward the intel was gone. I typed in the chat and asked anyone else if they could see where the intel was. A few people said they couldn't see it either. Me and the heavy walked back through the pipes under the mills, and we saw a pyro, a demo man, and someone else I couldn't see. I knew we would die if we stayed there, but the heavy started revving his minigun. I watched as the heavy's health drained, and with one grenade sent from the demo man, the heavy exploded into several pieces. His head flew straight at me. I started to run back up the stairs, and I got back to my mill. I checked the leaderboard, and the heavy, he was gone. Damn, now we have no chance of winning. I walked around and decided to check back at the intel room. I walked over, and for whatever reason, I didn't see anyone else on the other team or my team. I walked down the stairs and into the intel room, but it wasn't there. It was a pink and black room, like what shows up for a missing texture. I walked around and grabbed the pink and black intel and walked back to my base. I capped the point and we won. But instead of the cheering you usually hear, it was a deep boo. The sound you hear when you lose. I figured it was a bug, so I continued on. The game ended and now it was time to vote for a map. There was 3 maps: 2-fort, well, and 2-fort. Again. I brushed it off and voted for well. Everyone else decided to vote for the second 2-fort, and that won. The map took longer than usual to load, but eventually it finally did. I selected medic and spawned in. I looked around, and this 2-fort was different. It was nighttime and it was snowing. This wasn't anything like the invasion map. It was a whole new 2-fort with snow and a night sky. I figured it was a new map. I walked out of the mill and looked for someone to heal. There was another heavy staring at me. I checked my leaderboard and it was the same heavy from before. I was happy to say the least, and I started to heal him. But the heavy just stared. He didn't even have an idle animation, he just stood there motionless. I went on voice chat and said, "Yo Heavy, you remember me? Last game we won that round." No response. I just sat there healing him, when suddenly his voice chat icon appeared on the bottom right. "Why?" he said. I remember I was really confused. I responded, "Why what?" After a few seconds, the heavy sent me a friend request. I opened the Steam overlay and he sent me an image. It was just pink and black tiles. At this point, I figured this guy was trying to be creepy or something. I was even laughing. But after I exited my overlay, my smile faded. The heavy was still in the game, but its textures were gone. Pink and black, just like the intel room and the image he sent. I figured I was being pranked, and right as I was about to leave the server, my game crashed. I tried opening the game, but every time I tried, a box appeared with text that read, "Cannot open HL2.exe. This file has been corrupted by missing." I then started to think about it. Just a bug. No big deal. I verified my files and opened the game again. This time it worked. The only weird thing was that the Valve intro was a little different. It looked like heavy? Maybe I was just overthinking it. I queued up for another game and I got that snowy dark 2 fort again. I walked around and right as I opened the spawn door, I was blinded by pink and black everywhere. Everything seemed to be overtaken by this missing texture. I was starting to get frustrated, but I just walked around the map to see if I could at least try to play the game. After about 2 minutes of walking around aimlessly, I decided to watch some YouTube. I made the mistake of leaving TF2 open, so mid-video I was killed. I checked back at the game and it said in the top right I was killed by missing. Wait, that was the same thing that corrupted my files, right? I opened voice chat and said, "Come and face me, stop hiding." The game went quiet. I walked out the spawn to see all the textures were back. I walked over the bridge and saw the heavy again, but this time he had his textures. He was facing away from me. I walked up to him and realized it couldn't have been him that killed me, right? We're on the same team. I spoke. "Heavy?" I waited, the game more silent than ever. He finally spoke. "Why did you leave me to die?" "What? When?" "In the pipes." I thought back and I remember what happened. "Oh, yeah, sorry about that, Heavy." He went silent for about a minute, all while he's still facing away from me. He spoke once more. "You cannot kill what's killed." My heart dropped as he turned around, revealing his pink and black face. My game is spinning. I was in a white room. "Am I dead?" I said. "No," a voice echoed. "How can you hear me? My voice chat isn't even on. Where am I? Who are you?" "I am," the voice said. "What? Where am I?" No response. The room started to fade to black and I passed out on my desk. I woke up. I was in my bed. My head was throbbing and I got up. It was around 3:30 a.m. I treaded over to my PC and opened Steam. He was there. That wasn't a dream. What the fuck is going on? I unfriended him immediately and I uninstalled TF2 and deleted my Steam account permanently. I will never install TF2 again or go anywhere near Steam again. Goodbye.